Coming up in today's ear wax removal video, we're going to show you how to remove these 3 lots of wax from our patients' ear canals. My name is Rhys Barber. I'm the audiologist here at Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching that ear wax removal compilation video today. So you can see this first patient, very, very blocked up. We've got this big old chunky bit of wax just on the entrance to the ear canal here. So we've got the standard size ulnar tube in here, and we're just probing the base of this wax, trying to get it moving. Let's wiggle this around a little bit. Patient has been using some olive oil in here, which has helped to really soften the surface of this wax, which makes our job a lot easier. So you can see at the moment that wax is starting to pull away. There's a little bit of skin in there as well, and a little bit of sticky wax in the center. So as we're pulling it, it's just stretching that outer section, but we can see there's slightly harder bits in there, which is what I've got a hold of here. So we're just taking that first piece away. Now if we take a look behind, we can see there's still quite a bit of wax in here. So let's try and wiggle this now. Let's try and get this moving. It looks a little bit sticky further in, and I think that's what's just binding this wax to the canal wall. But we've got a good grip on some more skin there. Out that comes. Every little piece we take away at the moment is going to make this plug a lot smaller and gives us a better chance of getting this out in one piece if we can. Now we've hit a really soft type of earwax. Now I would say this is sort of quite granular in nature, this wax. It's super sticky, not the easiest ones to remove with suction these. So what I'm doing here is just looking all around the outside edge. Let's see if we can find any looser bits, as we have done all throughout it so far. Just trying to take those little teeny pieces away. Really starting to move now, but there's a little bit just to the left hand side which is holding this whole piece of wax in. So you can see me trying to wiggle this back and forth, trying to free it up from that canal wall. Are we going to be lucky? Is this going to come out in one piece? Let's see. Oh, we just got another little piece away there. It's starting to move, it's starting to twist a little bit. If you notice, it's just starting to kind of turn slightly. I'm making lots of very sort of short movements there. We've got it there. There we go. So as we got that last little bit, the short movements we were doing was just to unstick the edge of it from the canal wall. Looking lovely there though. This is where it looked like to start with. You can see completely chock-a-block. And if we look behind it, then we can see the eardrum looking lovely and healthy. So this is what we removed. There was a fair old amount of stretchy wax coming out of there. So we got, oh, what's that? 4 centimeters, or just over 1 3/4 inches there as well. The reason it looks like there's so much there is as we were pulling, we were really kind of stretching and elongating that wax out. This is the second patient in the compilation. We can see very similar story here. We've got this kind of wall of wax just as we look inside the ear canal. But again, very, very soft wax there, a little bit sticky as well. What I'm trying to do here, I always try and start from the bottom and lift up. Sometimes, because gravity is going to pull that wax to the bottom of the ear canal, what's going to happen is going to stick there. So I always try and aim there first, and then try and uncover as much of the ear canal as we possibly can. Now we've got this moving with a little bit of a wiggle. We got that moving now, and here it comes down the ear canal. It's on its way. There we go. A little bit more of a wiggle just to get it out. And around the bend. There we go. There's that plug. You can see it was quite a good size on there as well. So let's take a look behind that. How are we looking there? Just a little bit of loose, soft wax just at the entrance to the canal. It's not necessary to remove all wax from the ear canal. We've said this a few times before. Your ear canal does need some wax to be able to fend off any infections. But when it's just creeping onto the outside edge, we'll just nip that away there. So this is what it looked like before. You can see completely blocked, no gaps there whatsoever. And if we take a look behind, you've got that lovely clear eardrum there. Let's take a look at this other ear then. And very humid. You can see straight away as soon as the endoscope goes in, all that moisture, that humidity from the ear canal there hitting the endoscope, causing that sort of fogging effect on the front. But we're going to use the same technique here. Let's lift from the bottom again. Now this one looks a little bit different. It looks like quite sticky wax at the bottom, but a slightly harder section at the top. That's the piece I'm holding on to there with the suction grip, and we're just going to give this a little bit of a wiggle again. Now this one's a little bit more awkward because the outer part of the ear canal is just folded over. So imagine that's the ear canal, it's just folded over slightly here, which means we're working against that, and we've got to try and bend it and pull it at the same time, which is always very difficult to do. We're just sneaking this around the corner. You can see it working its way out. Really, really having to kind of wiggle this. There we go, there's the wiggle. Ooh, is this going to be impervious to the wiggle? Are we going to be able to get this out? Are we going to have to call for backup for the Jobson horn here? Oh, I think we might, you know, it just broke away at the end. It's pretty chock-a-block in there. Here comes the Jobson horn. Great for these little plugs right on the outside edge here. Perfect little one to take away with the Jobson horn. Out that comes. That is pretty chunky actually when you lift that up. It was quite a sizable piece. There we go, you can see it's quite wide as well. So a fair old sized piece of wax there. No wonder it wasn't coming out that ear canal entrance very well. We were working on that front end with that whole wide section behind, but that eardrum looks lovely. It's really clear now. A bit difficult to see here because it's a bit fogged up, but yeah, pretty blocked up in there, but a lovely clear ear canal to finish there. These are the little plugs we removed, 2 centimeters, 3/4 of an inch there, without my easy read ruler, guys. I know. So you can see it's coming through. It's looking nice, big, old chunky bits there that just came away, but patient very relieved to get those out of the ear canals. Oh my goodness, this ear canal is a mess. You can see the wax is very soft. We've got dead skin in here. It's all going on in this ear canal. So we've got the fine end in here straight away. Now this is a bit of skin just to this right hand side. Let's get a grip on that. There you go. Look at that, practically leaping towards the suction end as we got close to it. So this is a big old bit of skin. Now the reason it looks so mushy and all kind of smushed together in there is because the patient's used a really aggressive drop. They've used some hydrogen peroxide in here, or hydrogen peroxide based product I should say. And what you can see is it's not uncommon, you get these long strips of dead skin. The wax goes really mushy. It goes everywhere it shouldn't be. I think we've had this conversation before on here, but I know a lot of patients in the US use Debrox, which is a hydrogen peroxide base. I think it's because a lot of US practitioners irrigate, and when you've got the wax really soft and mushy like this, great for irrigation. The wax is perfectly soft, you can wash that out really easily. Absolutely awful for microsuction though, completely different preparation, but you can see we get these harder, chunkier bits that are sitting around in there. Much more difficult when you look at microsuction for this kind of thing, and that's because you've got to work a lot closer to the patient's ear canal walls. The wax is really mushy, so when it's nice and solid, as you can see, you get a good piece, and out the whole thing comes. When it's really soft and squishy, you've got to work on that. You've really got to suction all this. It's like sucking soup through a straw. It's not the easiest thing to do. So there you go, we can just start to see these bigger, chunkier bits coming away. It's breaking away just because the wax is sort of dissolved slightly, so it hasn't got quite as much structure to it as we would normally like. But we'll take a look behind. You can see it just gets to look really messy. Got the fine end on here. Just going to tidy up some of these bits just around the outside edge first of all. Let's get those bits away, and then we'll take a good old look behind. There we go. Let's get these little bits. There we are. And the next piece. And let's work our way down. You can see now what I mean about having to go in and kind of just jot on a couple of different bits just to pull these away. Can we get down onto that bit? Oh, there we go. Wow, that bit just leapt off the eardrum, that bit. Very slowly, there we go. Brilliant. So we've uncovered that eardrum now. There we are, perfect, that's great. So those little tiny bits will come out with the patient's next bath or shower, but this is what it looked like before. You can see the wax was just everywhere, and it was right down on top of the eardrum, bless that poor patient. So we've got 1.5 inches, 3.5 centimeters. Well, if we squished it, just under 3.5 centimeters. So you can see a fair old amount was lying in there, but look at the texture. There's no plug there. It's just all smushy stuff that's all over that paper towel there. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did voicing it over. If you have any questions, drop them into the comment section below. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you really like it, consider subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. There we are, teeth back in. So as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.